Hollywood lights, flashing cameras, and the allure of fame, but beneath the sparkle, a darker truth hides. Some of the black stars we once celebrated on the red carpet are now paying the ultimate price, locked away behind bars. From jaw-dropping arrests to scandals that shocked the world, today we're peeling back the curtain on 10 black actors whose rise to stardom ended in tragedy, and the untold stories that led them there. Tory Lanez. Once a rising star with collaborations alongside some of the biggest names in music and millions of fans worldwide, his career came to a shocking halt in July 2020. That night, an incident involving rapper Megan Thee Stallion would change everything and eventually land him a 10-year prison sentence. It all started at a Los Angeles party. Tensions flared, a disagreement turned serious, and later, Megan Thee Stallion was injured. She accused Tory Lanez of being responsible. The story exploded on social media. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some sided with Megan, others defended Tory. It quickly became one of the biggest scandals in the music industry. After years of legal battles, the court finally delivered its verdict. In August 2023, Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison, convicted on 3 charges related to the incident. Megan spoke openly about how the attack had affected her life, her career, and her peace of mind. For Tory, it was a dramatic fall from fame. Just a few years earlier, he was topping charts. Now he faced life behind bars. Tory is serving his sentence at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, a state prison known for its strict routines and limited freedoms, a stark contrast to the luxury and glamour he once knew. While he may be eligible for early parole, much depends on his behavior and other factors. Even behind bars, Tory hasn't vanished from the spotlight. His legal team continues to appeal, and fans still voice support online. Some believe he could rebuild his music career, others think it's over for good. The case has also sparked wider debates about accountability, celebrity privilege, and the role of violence in the music industry. Meanwhile, Megan Thee Stallion has moved forward, releasing new music and performing for fans worldwide. She has also become a vocal advocate for women, emphasizing the importance of being heard and protecting oneself. For her, this wasn't just a personal fight, it was a stand for every woman who has faced similar experiences. He shot to fame almost overnight in 2017 with his viral hit, The Race. The track exploded online, becoming a social media anthem that everyone seemed to be streaming, sharing, and rapping along to. For a moment, it looked like TK was on the fast track to rap superstardom. But behind the catchy hooks and viral fame, his life was already spiraling down a dangerous path, one that would land him in prison for a sentence so long he might never get out. Trouble followed him long before the spotlight. In 2016, still a teenager, TK was involved in a home invasion in Mansfield, Texas, a crime that ended with a man's death and landed TK in serious legal trouble. Instead of laying low, he kept making music. By 2017, while under house arrest, he cut off his ankle monitor and went on the run. Ironically, it was during this escape that he recorded The Race, a song that would become his breakout hit. Fans everywhere were sharing it, the track climbed the Billboard Hot 100, and TK became a viral sensation. But the song wasn't just a hit, it was a reflection of his reality. Lyrics about running from the law mirrored his life on the run, making his music inseparable from his crimes. The rise was meteoric, but the fall was inevitable. In 2019, TK was convicted for his role in the 2016 home invasion and sentenced to 55 years in prison. His legal battles weren't over. Another case from 2017 surfaced, tied to the death of photographer Mark Salivar in San Antonio. In April 2025, TK was found guilty in that case as well and sentenced to 80 more years. Thankfully for him, the sentences run concurrently, but the reality remains grim. TK is likely to spend the rest of his life behind bars. According to Texas prison records, his projected release date is August 8, 2099, over a century away. He'll be eligible for parole in 2049, in his late 40s. For someone who captured the world's attention as a teenager with a viral anthem, it's a staggering fall from fame, a life that went from viral sensation to lifelong incarceration. Lil Reese. Lil Reese. Known for his raw lyrics, hard-hitting street stories, and close ties to Chicago drill heavyweights like Chief Keef and Lil Durk, Reese was one of the voices that helped push drill music into the mainstream. But while his music earned him fame, his life has been just as turbulent as his tracks, filled with legal trouble, close calls, and now a prison sentence that halts his career. In 2024, Lil Reese made headlines again, but not for music. Arrested in Texas after an incident involving a family member, court records later show he was charged with aggravated assault. On October 16, 2024, he pleaded guilty and received a 5-year state prison sentence. That means his career is on pause once again. The full sentence would keep him locked up until February 6, 2029, but Texas records show he's eligible for parole in August 2026, giving a chance to return earlier. By then, he'll be in his mid-30s, still young enough to make music, but missing key years of his prime. For fans who have followed him since the early days, this isn't new territory. Reese has survived multiple shootings, bounced in and out of legal trouble, and struggled to maintain his career. He embodies both the raw energy and the dangerous reality of Chicago drill culture. What keeps fans hooked is his resilience. Every time it seems like he's done, he drops a new track, collaborates on features, and proves he's still in the game. His gritty delivery and authentic street image have earned him respect in rap circles, even if he hasn't always matched the commercial success of some peers. But this prison sentence feels different. It's official, unavoidable, and takes him out of music for a set time. Online, fans are torn. Some are frustrated, saying Reese had chances to turn things around but kept making the same mistakes. Others sympathize, pointing to his struggles growing up in Chicago and how hard it is to leave the street life once fame attaches you to it. Either way, it's a sobering reminder of another talented rapper losing years behind bars. While locked up, Reese can't record or perform, but there's always the chance unreleased tracks drop or other artists feature him once he's free. If he makes parole in 2026, he could jump back into drill music while the scene is still thriving. If not, and he serves the full term, the comeback will be harder, especially with a new wave of rappers rising every year. Fetty Wap. Back in 2015, Fetty Wap exploded onto the hip-hop scene with a moment that seemed unstoppable. His debut single, Trap Queen, was everywhere, blasting on the radio, dominating parties, and taking over social media. The track was catchy, fresh, and instantly turned Fetty into a star. Hits like 679, My Way, and Trap Queen's follow-ups only reinforced his rise. For a time, it felt like nothing could slow him down, and everyone expected him to become one of the defining rappers of his generation. But as fast as his rise came, his momentum slowed just as quickly. The hits stopped flowing like before, and while fans still loved him, Fetty struggled to stay at the top. Then, headlines shifted from music to legal troubles. In April 2022, Fetty pleaded guilty in federal court to conspiracy to distribute cocaine, a shocking fall for a man who once ruled the charts. By May 2023, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison, plus 5 years of supervised release afterward. For someone who once brought so much energy and fun to hip-hop, seeing him handcuffed felt like a heartbreak for the fans, and a stark reminder that fame doesn't shield anyone from the law. As of February 2025, Fetty Wap is still behind bars, with an expected release date of March 13, 2027. Even after that, 5 more years of supervised release will keep him under watch. Yet despite all this, his music hasn't been forgotten. Trap Queen still sparks nostalgia and occasionally goes viral again on TikTok and Instagram. His name comes up in conversations about artists who blew up fast, had a unique sound, and could have had even bigger careers. The big question now is what happens after 2027. The music world will have moved on, but Fetty Wap could still make a comeback. Many artists have rebuilt after setbacks, and with a loyal fan base ready to support him, there's still a chance he could surprise everyone and remind the world why he first became a star. Casanova. He carved his name into hip-hop with a rugged edge, raw lyrics, and gritty tracks that spoke straight to fans who craved authentic street rap. For a time, he was a rising star, collaborating with big names, hitting major stages, and building a reputation that seemed unstoppable. But behind the music, Casanova had ties to a street gang, the untouchable guerrilla Stone Nation, and that connection would ultimately lead to his downfall. In January 2022, Casanova pled guilty in federal court to serious charges, including racketeering and narcotics conspiracies. In plain terms, prosecutors accused him of involvement in violent gang activity and large-scale drug operations. He admitted his role, setting the stage for the next chapter. By June 2023, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced his sentence: 188 months, 15 years and 8 months, behind bars. The court linked him to multiple violent incidents, a robbery, a shooting, and the distribution of more than 100 kilograms of marijuana. The judge made it clear, Casanova's gang ties and actions carried serious consequences. The sentence shocked fans. Nearly 16 years felt like a lifetime, especially for someone whose music career was just taking off. Hits like Set Tripping and Don't Run had been climbing the charts, and collaborations with top artists hinted at an even brighter future. Seeing all of that come to a halt because of legal troubles left fans and the hip-hop community stunned. Still, there's a glimmer of hope. Casanova had already spent time in custody before sentencing, and that counts toward his total. If everything goes according to the system's calculations, he could be released around 2038. He'd be in his early 50s, older, yes, but not gone forever. With a clean record after release, he could reconnect with family and maybe even return to music. For now, though, Casanova remains behind bars, a stark reminder that fame, money, and talent can't shield you from the consequences of your choices. A rising career, built on talent and ambition, was pulled down by dangerous associations. Federal charges are no joke, and once the system gets involved, the punishment is unavoidable. Kelly. In the 1990s and early 2000s, he was everywhere, winning awards, selling millions of records, and making hits like I Believe I Can Fly that seemed to inspire the world. But behind the fame and success was a dark side. For years, rumors swirled about his behavior toward underage girls, which he always denied. Over time, more and more women came forward with chilling stories of abuse. In 2019, the explosive documentary Surviving R. Kelly brought these allegations into the spotlight. Viewers across the country were shocked and outraged. The attention led prosecutors to take action, charging him with serious crimes including racketeering, producing illegal content, and even kidnapping. The racketeering charge stemmed from claims that he and his team operated like a criminal organization, targeting young girls for his exploitation. By 2021, R. Kelly was on trial in New York. Survivors bravely testified about the abuse they endured, painting a picture of a man who used his fame and wealth to control and isolate them, confiscating phones, controlling meals, and dictating every aspect of their lives. After days of testimony, the jury found him guilty on all counts, sending a powerful message: no one is above the law. He was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison. But his legal battles didn't stop there. In 2022, a second federal trial in Chicago ended with convictions for producing illegal content and enticing minors. The judge allowed these sentences to run concurrently, meaning they didn't add extra years on top of his New York sentence. He still faces charges in Minnesota, and his appeals so far have failed. In 2025, a judge denied his emergency request for release during the appeal process, citing the risk he poses to the community. Now nearly 60, R. Kelly is held at the Federal Correctional Institution in Butner, North Carolina, a facility known for treating inmates with medical issues. Reports indicate he has health problems and has requested medical care, but he remains behind bars. With a 30-year sentence, he could spend the rest of his life in prison, with the earliest possibility for release not until the early 2040s, depending on time served and the outcome of any appeals. Big Meech. Big Meech. One of the most legendary names in hip-hop and street culture, Big Meech, along with his brother Terry, Southwest T. Flenory, co-founded the infamous Black Mafia family, BMF for short. From the late 1980s into the 1990s, BMF wasn't just a street operation, it was a phenomenon. Known for massive drug trafficking, the group also dominated the music scene, nightlife, and hip-hop culture itself. By the early 2000s, BMF had transformed into a brand that rappers and fans couldn't stop talking about. Flashy parties, luxury cars, exclusive connections with rap stars, Big Meech lived a lifestyle most only ever saw in music videos. But behind the glamour, there was serious crime. In 2005, federal authorities finally struck. After years of investigation, Big Meech and several associates were charged with drug trafficking and money laundering. By 2008, he was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison, with his brother Terry receiving a similar sentence. For many, this marked the end of BMF's reign and the start of Big Meech's life behind bars. Even locked up, Big Meech never faded from the spotlight. Rap songs, documentaries, and the hit TV series BMF produced by 50 Cent all kept his legend alive. To this day, he's seen as a larger-than-life figure who shaped both street culture and hip-hop history. After more than a decade behind bars, Big Meech's story takes a turn. In October 2024, reports confirmed that he had been moved out of federal prison and into a residential re-entry program in Miami. Designed to help inmates transition back into society, the program comes with strict rules and supervision, but it's a step closer to freedom. According to official records, Big Meech is set to complete his sentence on January 27, 2026. That means the end of this long chapter is just around the corner. While he's not fully free yet, the move to the re-entry program signals that the countdown has begun. Fans and supporters who've waited years are now asking the big questions. Will he tell his full story? Will he return to the music industry? Or will he step away from the spotlight entirely? No one knows for sure. What is certain is that Big Meech's influence is cemented in pop culture. With less than 2 years until his official release, all eyes are on him. The re-entry program marks the final stage of a sentence that began back in 2008. By January 2026, Big Meech will be free, and the world will be watching every move. Darrell Henley. Darrell Henley. If you followed football in the early 90s, his name might ring a bell. Henley was a cornerback for the Los Angeles Rams, a player with speed, talent, and the kind of career every young athlete dreams about. He had made it to the NFL, the pinnacle of professional football. But the legacy he left behind isn't about game-winning plays or highlight reels. Instead, Henley is remembered for a shocking fall from grace that ended his career and landed him in prison for decades. It all began in 1995, when Henley was convicted of cocaine trafficking. The news stunned fans and the sports world alike. Just a few years earlier, he had been running routes, making interceptions, and living the dream. Now he was standing in a courtroom, facing a federal conviction. For a man who once basked in the spotlight of professional sports, it was a dramatic public collapse. And the story didn't stop there. Henley later pleaded guilty to a far more serious crime, trying to hire people to harm the federal judge and a witness in his case. Suddenly, his downfall escalated into something almost unimaginable, a murder-for-hire plot layered on top of his drug conviction. The courts came down hard, and in 1997, Henley was sentenced to 41 years in federal prison. For a man who once had it all, it meant spending the rest of his life behind bars. Over the years, Henley was moved between federal prisons across the country. By 2018, more than 20 years after his conviction, he opened up about his experience, reflecting on the harsh realities of prison life and sharing his support for criminal justice reform. While he couldn't undo the past, he sought to turn his story into a cautionary lesson for others. Today, Henley remains incarcerated. Unless something extraordinary changes, it's unlikely he will ever return to life outside prison. His story is a tragic reminder of how quickly fortune can turn, even for those who seem to have it all. Henley once had fame, opportunity, and the chance to cement a legacy in the NFL. Instead, he is remembered as a star who lost everything to crime. Yet his later reflections also show a glimmer of hope. Even after catastrophic mistakes, there is a chance to make a difference and send a warning to others. Clifford Etienne. Clifford Etienne. Known in the ring as the Black Rhino, Clifford Etienne once had the world at his feet in boxing. A powerhouse heavyweight with a brutal punch and a style that thrilled fans, he seemed destined for greatness. For a moment, it looked like nothing could stop him. But the story of Clifford Etienne isn't one of glory, It's one of shocking downfall. After serving time in prison for robbery in the 1990s, Etienne turned his life around, stepping into the boxing world with determination. He quickly made a name for himself as a dangerous contender. His nickname, the Black Rhino, perfectly captured his strength and relentless aggression in the ring. By the early 2000s, he was facing some of the sport's biggest names. In 2003, he squared off against Mike Tyson. The fight ended quickly in Tyson's favor, but just stepping into the ring with a legend showed how far Etienne had come, a man who had once been behind bars now chasing professional success. But the comeback story didn't last. After the Tyson fight, his career faltered. Losses piled up, money ran thin, and personal struggles grew. Then, in 2005, everything collapsed. Etienne went on a violent crime spree in Louisiana, committing armed robbery, kidnapping, and even attempting to murder a police officer. Convicted, he faced a staggering 160-year prison sentence, later reduced to 105 years, effectively a life behind bars. His boxing career ended abruptly, and his reputation was shattered forever. Today, Clifford Etienne remains in Louisiana prisons. Reports from 2015, republished in 2025 by Boxing Scene, reveal a surprising twist. He has turned to painting, channeling his energy into art. Some of his work has even reached audiences outside the prison walls, a glimpse of creativity amid confinement. Yet prison is far from easy. At one point, he was attacked, forcing officials to transfer him for safety. Even with art as an outlet, the harsh reality remains. He is locked in for life, a former sports star trapped behind bars, trying to find peace in a world that offers little. Dontai Mitchell. His story is both inspiring and heartbreaking. Growing up in Albany, New York, Dontai fell into a life of crime as a young man. In the 1990s, he was convicted of robbery and spent decades behind bars. But prison didn't break him, it changed him. Instead of giving up, Dontai became an anti-violence advocate. He spoke out for prison reform, wrote letters, and worked tirelessly to guide young people away from the path he had once walked. By 2021, his efforts caught the attention of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who pardoned him, reducing his sentence and giving him a real chance to rebuild his life. Following his release, Dontai hit the ground running. He continued speaking about change, encouraging young people to make better choices, and calling for improvements in the prison system. To many, he was proof that people can grow, evolve, and earn a second chance. But that hope was short-lived. In August 2023, Donti's name returned to the headlines, this time for a shocking reason. Reports claimed he was involved in a shootout in Albany, allegedly using a firearm. The news stunned those who had followed his redemption story. In December 2024, his case went to trial. The jury cleared him of intentional homicide. He was not found guilty of premeditated murder, but convicted him of illegal possession of a weapon, carrying a potential sentence of up to 15 years. On March 3, 2025, Judge Roger McDana sentenced Dontai Mitchell to 15 years in prison. Just 3 years after his pardon, he was back behind bars. For supporters, it was a bitter disappointment. For critics, a confirmation that second chances don't always work. Now over 40, Dontai faces another long stretch in prison, and whether he will return to activism remains uncertain. Dontai Mitchell's journey raises difficult questions. Can people truly change after years in prison? How much responsibility does society bear in helping or abandoning them? And how do we balance forgiveness with accountability when second chances don't go as planned? Even now, his supporters argue that Donti's work for criminal justice reform and anti-violence advocacy was meaningful, even if his personal path faltered. Others see it as a stark reminder of how hard it is to escape old habits, even when given a second shot. What shocks you most about his story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you learned something new today, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next in-depth story.